Yeah, man. That's... Yeah. I ain't... They hung up over there. Hang that phone up, see? Nah, it's the phone out there. Went two. Trying to... Yeah. Back on location. We back on location over here. Hold on. I'm trying to see. How do I see? I'm back over here broadcasting. I ain't got all my jimmies. I can't. How I see the comments, y'all? This is gonna be a short class, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. I don't know. It depends. You know, cats ain't doing the right thing. Wait. Oh, I think I gotta log in. Wait, let me see how this works. Somebody was on the phone for you. They hung up now. Yeah. I didn't even ask him. Yeah. I had answered. Nah, he didn't tell me. They asked my name. Asked for your name specifically. I was just speaking to Shimon. He said that he ain't telling you nothing, Joe. You lying? What he said? He said he ain't telling you nothing about Sabrina. You said Shimon told you, huh? No, he said. Well, anyway, I called Law Supreme. And Law Supreme is not in the hospital. You know who's in the hospital? Who? Reality. Allah, you reality? Fucking reality. Get out of here. You see, I had to do my research with this shit, man. With this shit, you know? Oh, man. It's fucking reality. Oh, well, hey. The shit, they be together. Yeah, they be together. That's what I told them. They be together. What the fuck? What's my here, law school? It had to be Simone. Because I was just talking to him. We got put up. So you say... Yeah, whoever it was, they already knew you was up here. Yeah, and he said if you're still up here. So who you say in the hospital? Reality? Reality. I'm trying to see the comments, man. I can't see man. Hold on. Let me see if I can. You ain't say what you in there for? I ain't even asked, man. 9 out of 10, that's what. Let me see if I can tune into It got to be that corona shit. I would maybe say drinking. Drinking? Yeah, but I know he might drink. Yeah, that's probably you right there. That's the only thing I could figure. I would say drinking. I know he might drink. I can't see that. I can't see the comments, y'all. I'm trying to get. Wait a minute. Let me see if this works. All right, now I can see the comments. Ain't that something? All right. What you said? Nah, this the class right here. So what we got? Oh man, but now, all right, I can see the comments now, but y'all ain't got no picture. All right, we got Sincere, Born Asiatic, I Eternal, Son-in-Law, Melissa Davis, Christopher Gooden, Divine Understanding, Jarrell Boylan, Carlos Clark, Fly Phrase from the Providence Plantations, Jarrell Boylan, 793rd, Smell Goods, 793rd, Smell Goods. Listen, that's right, man. Everybody do the each one, teach one. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, man, so we can get the rest of the people in here. You know what I'm saying? We back over here at the school. It's a short class. That's a whole other long story. We get into that on Wednesday. But you know, right now we here with the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? He been coming to check me for these last couple of weeks that I've been on vacation, but he's back in effect now. So what's the deal, man? What you been up to? What you been up to during the little time that we had off? What you been up to? So what kind of progress you been making? What kind of progress you been making on your degrees? Well, how many of them? How many of them do you know? You said you know a few of them, not too many. But I mean, what's that? See, when you know them, right? Then you can just say which ones you know. See, like me, I know. All right. Now, what about the
student enrollment, Supreme Mathematics, and Supreme Alphabet? I know the Supreme Mathematics.
You know the student enrollment.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the knowledge degree in the student enrollment?
Student enrollment.
Yeah.
Understand that.
The knowledge, the first degree in the student enrollment.
Oh, the first degree.
Yeah.
Student enrollment. Oh, the knowledge of the student out.
Yeah.
It's who's the original man.
Right.
The original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet, father of civilization, and God of the universe.
All right. So what that means to you?
Well, the only part Asiatic black man is the maker. I'm not understanding the maker. I can understand the owner that we own it, but I don't know how the Asiatic black man made the whole planet.
You
That's still a mystery to me. I understand maker, owner, cream, which means resemble. The planet Earth.
But you said cream means resemble.
Yeah, when I was up in this way, that's what cream means. It's a resemble.
Where you looked that up at and it said that?
In the dictionary now, I looked it up a while ago.
And it said cream means resemble?
Resemble, yeah. Wow, what is your definition of cream?
Nah, I never heard that cream means to resemble.
What is your
Like
definition of cream?
What word does that is that like a suffix or something? Cream. CREAM?
I looked it up in the dictionary a while ago, a few years ago. And it said resemble. It's to resemble the planet Earth.
Nah, that's not what cream of the planet Earth.
What does cream mean?
See, cream of the planet Earth means that we the best part of the planet Earth.
Cream means the best part?
Yeah. Like, see, when you say cream, like the cream that we, or at that time in 1934, you know what I'm saying? When you deal with cream, this is the part that rises to the top, right, of the milk. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Now, see, we the cream of the planet Earth, right? Because on the planet Earth, right, everything that exists on the planet Earth, the material, the actual physical body, the atoms that you consist of, come from the planet Earth.
That makes up the physical.
Everything in the physical realm where we at. Like, see these chairs right here? They come from the planet Earth. They had to chop down trees. They had to dig up, you know what I'm saying? Right, and all of that, right?
Yeah.
See, now, out of all the things that came out of the planet Earth, all the ways that those atoms get formulated in a particular way, right? Life is the highest elevation of all life, right? And of all the life on the planet Earth, right? Man is the highest elevation of all that life, right? Peace. And of all the men on the planet Earth, right? All the different types of men that you see, the original man is the highest form of all men, right? So that's why we the cream of the planet Earth. You understand what I'm saying? Of all the things, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, of all the things that we do. See, because there's other things that you could do, like right now, you could win a championship in the NBA. But guess what? A lot of people can win a championship in the NBA. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you could build a car. But a lot of people could build a car. But see, life can only come from life. Like, there's no artificial way to make life. See, even when they make test tube babies, they still got to start from life. They got to start from a sperm and an egg already. They can't just manufacture it. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, the greatest and the most unique thing that we could do, right, is bring forth another life from the life that we are already. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, like I said, I don't want to, you know, because this is a Hotep channel.
This is a what?
This is a Hotep channel. You don't know about that because you don't be on the channel. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to make it seem like women can't accomplish a great many things.
Who?
Women. You see what I mean? Because when we say the planet Earth, we talking about the black woman, right? Cream of the planet Earth, right? So therefore, the
top of woman.
No. We rise to the top of all the things that women could create. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you ask, right, a woman that is in tune with her nature, she'll tell you that the greatest thing what she did
You know what I mean? The things that, like, even if you see a woman, right, that she was in a bad relationship, she's in a relationship with a dude that beat her up, all this type of stuff, and she had kids with that dude, she'll still say that's the best part of that relationship right there. You understand what I'm saying? That's what rose to the top. That's the part that she's happy about. That's the part that she doesn't regret. Is making those babies. You understand what I'm saying? So us as the original people, we the cream of the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, in terms of resembling, I suppose you do resemble your mother. You know, I resemble my mother without question.
I was saying resemble when I looked at her, when I was going over there and I looked at Crane, it said resemble. I was thinking that when you say Crane of the planet Earth, resemble the planet Earth, like everything that, like you say, that exists within the Earth is what makes up man. It resembles the planet Earth.
Everything
from the clay, which is the dirt, the mud, and stuff like that made the physical makeup. Cream can't mean that.
What you said? Say it again.
You see, when I looked at the definition of cream, I was going over the knowledge degree, and they said resemble. After resemble the planet Earth, I was saying that we resemble the planet Earth. Everything that, like you said, that exists within the Earth is what makes up man's physical makeup, right? That's what so it's like saying the same thing, right?
I can see what you're saying in terms of, like, for instance, when we deal with the science of for instance, our complexion, right? And we deal with the science of melanin, right? And the way the melanin is a substance, right, that resembles chlorophyll.
No.
Chlorophyll is the substance that's in the plant that makes it absorb the sunlight and turns the plant green. You understand what I'm saying? So melanin is the substance in our skin that absorbs the sunlight and makes us dark. You understand what I mean? But see, you know, it's you got to put things in sequence though. You understand what I'm saying? See, the planet Earth, right, is a representation of the black woman. The black woman is not a representation of the planet Earth. See, just like the sun is a representation of us, we're not a representation of the sun. See, the sun can only react to its environment. I mean, the sun, like, see right now, right? If you wanted to sit over there, you could just get up and walk over there and sit down. If the sun wanted to move, it can't just move like that. It has to go according to the forces that's acting on it. You understand what I'm saying? We go according to the laws too. But see, because we can have a certain grasp and a certain understanding of the laws, right? Then we can control and manipulate within our environment. You see what I'm saying? Everybody can't do that. Or every form of existence can't do that. See, that's part of the definition of man. You understand what I'm saying? Is your consciousness and your ability to know and understand your environment, right? And be able, like, see right now, right? It's cold outside. Our bodies naturally is not built to withstand these kind of temperatures. You see what I'm saying? Even the Caucasian man ain't really built to withstand these type of temperatures. But see, we could adapt. We could make coats. We could make heat. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about HVAC, like the heater. You understand what I'm saying? See, other things can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, right now, you could hear that, yo, somebody could tell you, yo, look, the way your blood pressure is right now, you about to die. And then you could change your diet and extend your life. But see, when those atoms in the sun finish burning out, that's it, it's a wrap. Can't do nothing.
Atoms in the sun.
Well, you didn't know. Listen, man. Everything that exists consists of atoms. See, look, you got to, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's how we get involved with these things. But see, you got to leave out of the theological. Well, that's one of the roots of the issues, right? Of how we don't know what to do in our environment. You understand what I'm saying? It's because, you know, at least in the wilderness of North America, you know what I'm saying? It's because we don't know who we are and we don't know what the situation is. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the present, historically dealing with, you know, geopolitical, you know, world politics, world economics, all of these different things. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that, look, for instance, you know, like you just said, you had experience going to penitentiary. See, when you go to penitentiary, a lot of times you will notice that the other people besides the Black people is more unified.
Yeah.
That's because they know who they are and they know the situation that they're dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? And see, one of the things that was used to brainwash us, as well as one of the things that was used to bring about the unity of the other people, was Christianity. And so one of the main goals of individuals like Elijah Muhammad, Noble Ali, et cetera, right, was to get that theological idea out of our head that was holding us back. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the first thing that we learn. You know, we deal with the science of the Black man being God. But see, like I said, it's the science of the Black man being God. It's not just the belief of the Black man being God. You understand what I'm saying? See, so, right, and see, even when you deal with the science, now you got to deal with who and what God is. You see what I'm saying? Like, see, we've been given this idea that God is a magical, you know, mysterious white man that exists in the sky that moves in all these mysterious ways.
Before you had knowledge of self, how did you see the organism? Did you see it as God? Before I got the mathematics, before I started coming to the school, I saw the white man as God. From TV, from modern day civilization here in North America, and things like that. And the things that he built, and things that he owned, corporations, the train systems, the penitentiaries that they control, the governments, the presidents, things like that. I saw him as God. And sometimes I still see him as God. I'm not gonna lie. Nah,
I mean, I did realize that he was being presented to me as God in the one form. You know what I'm saying? But I see Rob Bourne is in the room right here, right now. This is one of the topics that he covers on his page. You know what I'm saying? Is that you know, when Black people started having some kind of control over their religion, right? They try to shape and mold it in a form.
Black people try to shape and mold it.
Yeah. So you see churches, like for instance, the African Methodist Episcopal, I don't know what AME stands for. My family is Baptist. You understand what I'm saying? But in the Baptist church, there was the church that I was in, there was a kind of Blackness to the theology. Like all the different people, like for instance, right, when you see Buddha, right, a lot of times when you see Buddha, you look Chinese because there's a lot of Chinese people who picked up that type of belief system, right? And when they picked up that type of belief system, they shaped it and molded it in their image.
I say that.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Fashion the God after himself.
But see, I was in particular the church we was in, because of the type of theology that they developed there, they was emphasizing the things such as Jesus was feet like burned brass and his hair was like wool. You understand what I'm saying? So I always had the understanding that, you know, God was black, and that was one of the things that confused me, is that if this is what it's saying right here, why is it always being presented in a year? You see what I'm saying? So I realized that was a part of what they was trying to, but that was one of the main things that caused me to not want to deal with Christianity. You see what I mean? So for me, I left Christianity for years before I got the knowledge. It wasn't the knowledge that really took the Christianity out of me. It was the knowledge that explained to me that, all right, yeah, this thing is scientific. You know what I'm saying? And you asking these questions, because, you know, when you asking these questions in the Christian church, then you're not believing. You're not, you know what I'm saying? You messing up. You see what I mean?
It's like me when I was coming up. My family have no religion in it. But my stepfather, he had the knowledge himself. So I never ate pork in my life. He didn't allow us to eat pork now. But I used to pray every day to Allah. I heard his name. I was like, yeah, that's God. I pray to Allah. I never prayed to Jesus. I never could convince myself to pray to a dead man on the cross.
Right.
I used to pray to Allah. When I went up north, I took my shahada. They taught me the 5 prayers and the 5 daily prayers of Islam. I also got the Supreme Mathematics from the Weapon of Justice. And when I came home, I looked into it, and I was, still practicing Islam.
Right.
I want to know yourself. I want to understand, how they see God.
See, listen, that's how people seen God in all those times, right? And we can look at those examples that's in the Bible that's telling you the story of a particular people. You know what I'm saying? Like when you looking in the Bible, that's telling you the story about the people basically of the Mediterranean. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, you got the people down, what's the name of them? I think the Limber people or something, that they're supposed to be the Jews, and they migrated down to South Africa and all of that, right? But when you read the Bible, it's not telling you about people from South Africa. It's not telling you about people from Madagascar. You understand what I mean? It's telling you about people in particular that was in that Mediterranean area. You know what I'm saying? Like, to my knowledge, there's no mention in the Bible or the Quran or the Torah about Chinese people. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that was one of the issues, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we got Encyclopedia Brown in the room. He could probably expand on that some more. But that was an issue in the Catholic Church where they had to come together, right, and decide how they was going to deal with certain people that they was encountering, because those people wasn't in the Bible. Like when they got to North America, the way they had like, how we going to deal with the Indians? We going to deal with them as equal, because see, one thing you can see about the colored man, right, is that certain things that he was saying, he was only talking about him. Like when he said all men was created equal, he wasn't talking about us. Because we not the people that was a part of the agreement that they made about who is Christian man.
They didn't consider us as
Right. And so then because of that, that's what justified them dealing with certain treatment with us. You understand what I'm saying?
we look at us as animals or something like that, right?
Indeed.
What is it? 1/3 of a man?
1/3 of a man, all these different things, that's where that comes from.
So
You know what I'm
we
saying?
said all men was created equal. Caucasian man was talking about himself.
Yeah, he was talking about them.
Okay,
You understand what I'm saying? The same way, whatever agreements they was making about who is holy and who is righteous and who is the people of God, they was including the people that they knew about at that time. You see what I'm saying? And so you see the Pope giving out different decrees. You know what I'm saying? One of the ones that is the most relative to us, right, is dumb diverses. You know what I'm saying? And dumb diverses came from the Pope. I can't recall his name, but that came from the Pope in 1453. You know what I'm saying? And with
the posters?
dumb diverses.
Dumb diverses. What's that mean?
The Latin is Latin. I don't know what it means. That's a good question. Next time we come to class, I don't know what it means. That's a good question. I don't know why I never thought of it. But it's Latin because it's the Romans. Yes, I mean the Catholic Church is the Roman Empire. So, but I do know what it meant to us. The Catholic Church is the Roman Empire.
Yeah?
Yeah. When Rome fell, the government, the secular part of Rome fell, but the Catholic Church remained. Yeah. You know who the first pope was? Constantine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the emperor of Rome.
Okay.
And so that's still the Roman Empire moving along. Like, what do you think Vatican City is? Vatican City is where the Pope lives. That's in Rome. But it's like an autonomous part. That's a whole other Illuminati story. We're not gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you what dumb diversus is. I can't tell you what the words dumb diversus mean. But the decree itself is saying that if you could go to a certain part of Africa, right? And anybody that you find over there that's not Christian, you can enslave them. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, it was justified, you know what I'm saying, according to their religion. And this is another reason why you see leaders in these African places, right? They converting to Christianity, right, in order to do trading with them and not become victims of this slave trade. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what dumb diversus is that if you go to Africa, or once they start being successful there, they start going other places, it starts extending to other places. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the first, before the laws come into effect, it's first dumb diversus. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly over time in the 1600s and the 1700s, this same idea becomes solidified in secular law. You understand what I'm saying? They start passing laws that, basically, relegate everybody else to the status that they got now. So you see they got, like, for instance, the first world, the second world, the third world. This is all still based on the same ideology. You understand what I'm saying? But, see, that's why you got to study your lessons. Because, see, studying your lessons, man, it opens your minds up. It opens your mind up to different things. You see what I mean? It starts to introduce you to these things where if you go in depth, right, of understanding it, you know, when you go in depth, like for instance, you got your lessons on you? All right, go to the fifth degree, and lost and found Muslim lesson number 1. Everybody do the each one, teach one, hit the like button.
The great is, why do we take Jerusalem from the devil? Sure.
Answer.
Because when our righteous brother, who was a prophet by the name of Jesus, was buried there, they used his name to shield their dirty religion, which is called Christianity, also to deceive the people so they will believe him. Jesus' teaching was not Christianity, it was freedom, justice, and equality. Jerusalem is in Palestine, which is Asia Minor. Jerusalem is a name given by the Jews, which means found in peace. It was first built by the original man whose name was Jubal, Solomon, in a realm, which was the city from the devil about 750 years ago.
What you say? It was descended from the devil.
To the city from the devil.
Oh, that's what you say.
We took the city from the
Now
devil.
look, see, with these things, right? It's layers to all this stuff. Now see how that's related to what I'm saying, right? Is that you gotta look at the signs of the Muslim expansion, right? So because of the Muslim expansion, right, the Caucasian man is kind of pinned in because you got the Umayyad, you know what I'm saying, and all the Abbasids and all the, you know, these you know, Ottomans and all of these people, they on the eastern side of Europe, right? And they making inroads, they battling, you know what I'm saying, back and forth over lands. And the kind of stronghold, right, that's holding the Muslims back is Constantinople, right? On the western side, right, you got the Moors, right, that's coming into Spain, you know what I'm saying? And the, you know, the stronghold for the Christians up there is northern Spain, you know what I'm saying, the Pyrenees Mountains and all of this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? And so the Christians that was on the east side, they was having trouble. You see what I'm saying? And that was one of the reasons for the Crusades, right? Is that the Pope was like, yo, listen, you know, we having trouble over here. We never lost Jerusalem and everything. What are we gonna do about that? You see what I'm saying? And when you go into the signs of this battle that's happening, that's occurring from the time, like when they tell you that one of the reasons, right? This is another thing that's connected, this historically. One of the reasons why the Muslims expanded so fast across North Africa is because North Africa was controlled by the Romans.
Muhammad made the fall of the Roman Empire, right?
Muhammad returned in 632.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? By the time they going across North Africa, you're getting closer to the 700s. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into it with you, Encyclopedia Brown. We're just talking about the story that they tell.
But then Muhammad conquered the Roman Empire?
Huh?
Took it from Julius Caesar? Caligula?
No, it wasn't Caesar at that time.
Caligula? At
that time, first of all, you're dealing with after the time of Constantine. Remember, Caesar is in the BC times. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly who was the ruler of the Eastern Roman Empire at that time. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things is that Rome they were spending a lot of money. They had to spend a lot of money in order to maintain the Roman Empire. And so in order to do that, they was taxing people a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? So when the Muslims came through, a lot of people, they didn't have to fight them. They just came in and said, yo, look, we heard y'all having problems with Christians, man. How much they charge you? Look, we charge you half that. Roll with us. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people just accepted the Muslims. They never fought with them. Like, you ever heard who was the battles of Egypt?
The Pharaoh?
No, I'm saying when Islam was rolling across North Africa, for the most part, because those people have been being oppressed by the Roman Empire from the Punic Wars,
Okay.
right? Mm-hmm. They was ready to get rid of them. So I'm not saying there wasn't no battles.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But you don't hear about these great wars, right, of them going across North Africa, partially because of that. They just took over that part of the Roman Empire. So from that time until I think that was 1453 too. But it was around 1450, Mehmed II conquered Constantinople, and that's when it became Istanbul, Turkey, that we hear about right now. You see what I'm saying? You see, this is the reason why I'm telling you, got to study your lessons, man. You see what I mean? Because you don't get a chance to get into this. You don't get a chance if you don't study your lessons, right? How do you get introduced? That's what, Elijah is one of the things he's doing there is attempting to jog your memory to send you, you know what I'm saying, into the research so you could learn these things. So you can see what's the real science of our situation. You see what I'm saying? Because the things that I'm talking about, this is a part of what led up to slavery. This is a part of, the justification of a lot of things that was done to us, right? And you got to remember that because we was taught Christianity over here, right? Then we have absorbed some of this stuff too. You know what I'm saying? So we have Black people that believe this stuff, that believe that, okay, our situation over here is because we're from some cursed people, and that's what it says in the Bible. But see, you're not going to go to Africa, right, and find some people with a religion that says, yo, we've been cursed, right? Yeah, we just waiting for the white man to show up and put us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? But we know he's coming because we know we cursed. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you could know you did a crime and the police is looking for you. Like, oh man, I don't want to get busted, but I'm gonna do my thing in the meantime. Nah, it's no thing like that. There's no prophecy over there that I know about that we was gonna be enslaved. Yes, I'm saying. They try to tell that story. I mean, I've heard it disputed. You know what I'm saying? That supposedly the Indians had some type of religion where they believed that on a particular day that a white man with red hair was going to show up and he was going to be God. Now, if that was the case, I don't know why they fought them. But I'm just saying, when you go around the world, other people's religion don't tell them that. But see, when they tell you in the Western name that, look, God grants, in the Declaration of Independence, right? God grants everybody these inalienable rights. Part of the rights they was talking about was the rights to take people's land and subjugate them. They got something called manifest destiny.
What is that?
Manifest destiny was that the Europeans was blessed by God to have the destiny to take over the whole of the new world, what they call the new world, meaning North America, South America, et cetera, et cetera. See what I'm saying? Because this is one of the things that theology do. And this is why I'm saying that, you know, when different people from Noble Drew Ali, Elijah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure who's your brother that founded the Hebrew Israelites. You know, they realizing that they have to change the theology, right, to something that says that we're the chosen people. Because see, when they saying this manifest destiny stuff, right? See, you gotta look at it carefully. They're saying that this is our covenant. That just like the Jews in the Bible, right, was given a covenant that they were supposed to take over Israel, they're saying that we have a covenant to take over America. You see what I'm saying? So the same way the Jews use that to justify attacking people for their land, right? The Americans use that. Yeah, the Americans use it. You heard the story about David and Goliath, right? See now, the way the theology goes, right, that you hear the story, Goliath is the bad guy, and he's picking on this little kid. But see, in reality, Goliath was defending his homeland. He was from there. Yeah. Abraham was not from there. David is a descendant of Abraham.
Oh, amen. Okay. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So when Abraham comes in and says, look, it's my block. The dudes that lived there that paid the rent, it's like, what you mean it's your block? Hey, we don't get down like that. So they go into battle, but see, the way the story is presented is that no, these people have been chosen to do this. And so if you remember when we went to school, they used that same theology here, right? To say that, nah, man, we was chosen to do this. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is why we had to have that theology taken off of us. The only problem is that in a lot of cases, that theology was replaced with another theology that can't really be shown to prove for that.
Did God tell them that though? Did they really get that prophecy and revelation from God? That
no,
they just saying that.
Well, see, listen, black man's got it. So yeah, so if you always got it. That's what I'm saying. You got something. You gotta. You know, when I'm speaking in terms of the story that they tell. You understand what I'm saying? All right, y'all. We got a little break here. It's the green one. Y'all got the wordsmith in here bugging out? Oh man. I'm glad I got my own thing to do today because the wordsmith is waiting. Sun God, signs. VC realm. All right, go ahead. Now, what's the question you said you had?
Have you answered? Yes. Actually, did God really tell these Caucasian people that he was the black man?
You see, when you say really, now you change everything. They see, like I said, the fact of the matter, right, is we've been living a life, right, for the last 600 years, right? Let's say, I mean, really longer than that, but I'm saying this particular, this particular thing that we call in modern times, you know what I'm saying? Like me and you being here in North America, a lot of this is based on the religion, right? And the theology that's in these stories. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the Catholic Church, right, that finally unified Europe. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even say Europe, but I would say enough Europeans. The Catholic Church unified enough Europeans, right, and created a rallying cry for them to, deal with what was going on. Like I said, in terms of them being conquered by many individuals. Like they, if you listen, you got Attila the Hun, you got Alexander the Great was one of them. See, why he's great is he's the first person that came out and killed in the name of Europe. Like everybody that's European that's named great.
You told me that.
Yeah, if you look, if their name is great or they got one name, they kill it.
You told me that.
Yeah. See, like the only people we call by one name, like look, if you just say Prince, see, creative. See, you know who I'm talking about. If I say Prince, you know what I'm talking about. Look, if I say, yo, Mike. Now, don't get me wrong, some people might think Michael Jordan, but most people say Michael Jackson. You understand what I'm saying? But see, when you look at Alexander the Great, Peter the Great, all of them, they killers. You know what I'm saying? The people with one name, look, Napoleon, Caesar, they killers. Hitler. Yeah, they killers.
Said that he's God, the white man. He said that he's God, the white man.
I mean, it's possible he said that. I mean, see, here's the thing. You gotta realize that what we know right now, that's what I'm saying. That's from a particular story of particular people. You understand what I'm saying? That's not everybody's own story. Like once upon a time, everybody was writing their own history. Like for instance, right now, right? If you go to India, they're not telling you that it's only 10,000 years of history, or 12,000 years. Like in the scientific world, you know what I'm saying, in the Western world that we deal with, everything is supposed to have started developing around 10,000 BC. Remember they had that movie?
Yeah.
That's what they say. That everything before 10,000 BC is considered prehistory.
I was reading that.
You know what prehistory is? It means they don't really got written records. Like they go and they find the bones of people and they find the tools that they use, the animals that, is around they settlements or whatever, but they don't have no real written records. And then slowly throughout that, you know what I'm saying, coming in time, you come into what's called history. You know what I mean? Yeah, but they saying that prehistory is things that they can still observe, but it's not specific written records to tell you that the people themselves, it's not that it's not facts, it's that the people themselves said that this is what we was doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like right now, we can look across the street, right? We can look across the street and see 10 brothers standing there, right? And we can say, yo, they scheming to rob that store. But that's just what you're saying. You see what I mean? Because that's before they did what they did. That's before you went over there and talked to them. So that's the prehistory. See what I'm saying? But in reality, They could be over there building on mathematics. You see what I'm saying? Now, when they get a chance to write it down for themselves and say, yeah, yo, I was with the guy, you know, you might find a person that wrote, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was with the guys, you know, we was over here on this day, we was building on mathematics, and we decided to do something great. You see what I'm saying? Prehistory, that's left up to your interpretation of what you think it is. You see what I'm saying? You see, well, look, for everybody it's different. Look, there's people that know more about this stuff than what I'm telling you right now, and they never had the lessons. But for me, right, coming to this at 15, a lot of things, like I knew it existed, but I didn't know where it came from. It was studying the lessons, you know what I'm saying, and certain brothers, you know what I mean, that would ask you certain questions, and you had to deal with certain research in order to answer those questions. That's what led me into knowing all these things and being able to see how we got to right now.
I was talking to a brother. Is this a fact? He said that the Caucasian man took. I said, you could go into Barnes and Noble, you can see the Caucasian man explaining about mostly everything in existence in books. He said that the Caucasian man took them books from the black man, signed his name to him, and gave them back. Is that true? Is that a fact?
Well, here's what he said. Because I don't know who the person is. You see what I'm saying? And see, because I want you to start to move away from the theology, let's just deal with the history. Let's deal with the parts that we know, right? We know that the Europeans, right? They credit the Greeks, right, with being the founders of their world.
Greek mythology.
Not just the Greek mythology, but the way they manifested their society. Whether they manifested it through their mythology or whatever, that could have been the background of it. But it was the way, like, see, democracy that we deal with right now, the Greeks were the first ones to practice that.
It's a government for the people, right?
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the things, a lot of the thoughts, the ideas, the mindset, the way of looking at the world, right? It went from the Greeks through the Romans to the rest of the Europeans. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we know that the Greeks give the credit to the Egyptians. They say, this is how we got our knowledge. You understand what I'm saying?
You said from Greek to Rome to the rest
of the Europeans.
But the Greeks got their knowledge from Egypt.
That's what they say.
Okay.
Like, if you look in their writings, this is what they say. We went and studied in these mystery schools over there. And if you notice, you know what I'm saying, of all the places, right? Alexander the Greek, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get into it with Don Bishop, but Alexander the Greek, right? He conquered a lot of lands, right? But the most popular of everything that he conquered is Egypt. You understand what I'm saying?
But that's a stolen legacy.
Right.
Stolen books.
See what I'm saying? And so now the books end up at the library at Alexandria from Alexander.
They signed their name to these books and give them to the world. That's what they're.
Well, here's what now you go into a different science, right? Where I wouldn't necessarily, well, and I can't say that 100% because I haven't done the research to that level. It's not necessarily that they just took the book and signed their name to it, but they use that as the source material for the things that they made.
Okay, I understand that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and read it, and then
right,
they manifest
and
it.
amen, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just through the translation. You see what I mean? Because the Europeans don't read Egyptian. You see what I mean? So these things is translated into, you know, whatever the, you know, Latin, Greek, et cetera, et cetera. You understand what I'm saying? All the way up to things get, well, they basically, they get translated to Greek. From Greek, they get translated to Latin. From Latin, they get translated to the Italian, the French, the Spanish, the English, et cetera, et cetera. You see what I'm saying? You know, that's two things. You know what I'm saying? And then you also have the degree that we just read, the fifth degree in the lost and found, Muslim lesson number 1, right? That's also another source, right? Where they got a great amount of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, you can just look physically, right? If you study the history, right? And you look at the things that they was building before 750 years ago from 1934, right? Which is from 1933, which is 1183. You can look at the things they was building before 1183, right?
Or we took the city from the devil.
Yeah, and then you look at the things they was building after 1183. You understand what I'm saying? Like, see, before 1183, right? Even the king's castles is big mud huts. They just bigger. You understand what I'm saying? After 1183, now you see them building the Sistine Chapel. You see them building stone castles. You understand what I mean? And you see their technology taking off. You know what I'm saying? Now, I got another time that is not counted so much. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, other people did. But one thing I also look at, right, is that Napoleon. One thing Napoleon is given credit for, right, is they say Napoleon shot the nose off the Sphinx. Now, there's some. They say it's Napoleon. Remember, Alexander it wasn't guns there. Now, there's some dispute about that. Some people say it was actually an Arabic leader, an Arabic military person came. But that's not my point. My point is that Napoleon went to Egypt.
Didn't Napoleon get conquered by the
We get into that second. Napoleon went to Egypt, right? And when they was there, he collected all these antiquities, meaning artifacts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They took them back to Europe to study them. And one of the things that they took was a tablet called a Rosetta Stone. And let me try to think, then, so I don't be too mistaken. The Rosetta Stone had hieroglyphics on it. It had Hebrew on it. And there was another language. There's 3 languages on it. But basically, one of the languages they knew. And so through that, that's how they was able to decipher. When you see them go in there and read the hieroglyphics, that's how they first. It was a dude from France who cracked the code. Yeah. And so that's why when you look right now, you would see that the oldest people. Now, I'm not saying that the brothers that you see right now that deal with the Kemetic science. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that the oldest Egyptologist is French. And then it moves to the British because the British come in and take over that land after, you know what I'm saying, a period of time. But after they deciphered, Napoleon, we're talking about the early 1800s. You know what I'm saying? They get this Rosetta Stone, right? And then you can look at the amount of technology that was very, very shortly after they deciphered the Rosetta Stone, all of a sudden you get light bulbs, you get the internal combustion engine, you get record players, et cetera, telephones. You understand what I'm saying? Now I don't have the direct, correlation to say, you know what I'm saying? But even when you're dealing with these different people like Newton and all these people, what they really was doing was deciphering the knowledge from the books that they got during the Crusades. And this is my opinion. I don't have a smoking gun, right? But once they was able to read the hieroglyphics and they could decipher what a lot of this technology was about, then you seen them develop on that level too. So just in terms of what you said, the original question, right? That they got their knowledge from us. Those is the 3 times that I've identified, you know what I'm saying, that I've seen that once they had contact with the original man, you see an explosion in the knowledge that they have and what they can build. All right, now, what was the question you was about to ask me about Napoleon?
Well, I was saying he was conquered by the Hades, right? He came over here to the west.
You know something? I was just actually doing analysis.
Him and his kingdom descended.
See, that's a deep story. That's a deep. You really want to get into that? I think we might have to bring in Encyclopedia Brown. I'm on my phone today. I ain't even got my laptop. I don't know if I can even bring you in without getting kicked off. But here's the thing. See, when you deal with the Haitian Revolution, and see, this is one of the reasons why we need to study these things and understand what happened, right? See, one of the unique things with the Haitian Revolution, right, is that France fell in 1791. See, before it was the Haitian Revolution, right? It was the French Revolution. You know what I'm saying? Where they chopped off the head of the king. And so, for one thing they did is they started talking about these kind of ideals. These kinds of ideals where, huh?
Who could take a king's head?
Who could take the king's head?
I mean, a king's head could be taken.
Well, they did it. You know what I'm saying? These it was
Did a war break out after that?
war broke out before that. It started off when see now these are things that was already arising. You know what I'm saying? Man. Let's do it one thing at a time because but look, here's the thing. See, ideas about equality, right, amongst them started arising. One of the ideas about equality, right, was that people started realizing that the Pope in the Catholic Church wasn't dealing with equality with all people. That they was using theology to justify subjugating the peasant and serf classes in Europe.
They were using religion on the poor people, you're saying.
Right. Against the poor people. You know what I'm saying? So
They was making them accept the religion.
yeah. As these ideas start developing, right? You start getting different things that happen. The Magna Carta, you know what I'm saying? The Treaty of Westphalia, you know what I'm saying? All of these different things that is saying that, you subjugating us, but you really don't have the right to do that. Like you saying you got this divine right for the Pope, but really Jesus died for all of us. And that's the Protestant idea, Protestantism, all of these things start to arise. You know what I'm saying? So these ideas start to take hold, right? And so you have the American Revolution in 1776. Where now we starting to throw off the Catholic Church, right? And the monarch system, which has been in effect since the fall of the secular Roman Empire. Like I said, the kings of Rome, the secular side of Rome fell, but this religious part starts to back these other leaders that's coming, like Charlemagne's grandfather, Charles Martel, and all these people. They start to back these people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's strengthening Christianity in that way. So you have the American Revolution, you know what I'm saying? And the American Revolution, the people in France, they see that. And they like, yo, we need to have a revolution like that. You know what I'm saying? So this revolution sparks off in France, right? And the king gets his head chopped off. Napoleon is one of the great warriors in this. You know what I'm saying? So, mind you, the people
against the king?
Huh?
Or for the king? Against the king? Or
against the king.
Against the king.
So these people, they have these ideas about freedom, but they don't really know what it looks like yet. So people like Napoleon come in, and it's like, all right, all of a sudden he becomes a new type of Caesar. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that in 1791, the government fell. It's like right now, imagine like, yo, if you just went outside and there was no police. Like if the police was just like, yeah, we ain't getting paid, we come work. You know what I'm saying? There's no ambulance, there's no nothing. Right. So what that would mean is that anybody that was revolutionary in society, right, would be able to come up during that time.
So that's what a revolutionary. I know.
See, that's the two things. See, both of those things gotta happen in order for a revolution a lot of times to be successful. So that's why we got revolutionaries that was bounded, like the Black Panthers, but there was no weakness in the government. Because remember, the government, they employ the army and the police to beat down anybody that's coming trying to manifest a revolutionary idea. You see what I'm saying? Yes. So because the government was beat down in France, right? And they manifested all these ideals about how people were supposed to be free and people were supposed to have a certain amount of self-determination and all of this stuff, right? Now the people in Haiti get word of this and they like, yeah, we're supposed to have self-determination too. And so that has a lot to do with the success of the Haitian Revolution, right? And kind of what happened with the revolutionaries here in America. Is that the American government was strong coming out of World War II. So when you come and try to be revolutionary, is you know, they got the power already organized to crush you. So the Haitian Revolution, it started really at the same time. In 1791, the French Revolution started, 1791, the Haitian Revolution started.
The American Revolution came after.
No. American Revolution 1776. Now, what happens is, right? Napoleon he's most of what is cheap because France at this time, they don't really got a navy like that. So really being able to come to America is a little more difficult for them. You understand what I'm saying? So, and on top of that, Napoleon he's putting all his armies in Europe. He's sending his armies to Russia, he's sending them to Spain, he's sending them to all these places like that. You understand what I'm saying? And so, in his mind, I guess, I can't really say what's in his mind. You know what I mean? He probably thought he could get to Haiti later. You know what I'm saying? You know, but what I'm saying is that Napoleon was not the leader. I said all that really, I could have cut that short. Napoleon was not the leader of France in 1791 when the Haitian Revolution started. But by 1801, 02, 03, when it's ended and they making the diplomatic treaties or whatever of how things is going to be, that's when Napoleon is there. You see what I'm saying? And once that starts happening, he starts wanting to consolidate his power in Europe. You see what I'm saying? And he realized that this situation that we created in Haiti, where like the numbers in Haiti was like 11-1, like they say in the degrees. I don't know the exact numbers, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, it was like 50,000 Europeans, right? And like 500,000 Africans. You understand what I'm saying? So he starts realizing, yo, the numbers is, you know, I can't. Yeah, you understand me? So he gives up on that, and he gives up on North America too. That's around the time that you get the Louisiana Purchase. You don't know about the Louisiana Purchase? I mean, don't get me wrong. The Louisiana Purchase is a little more indirectly involved with our history. But the Louisiana Purchase is one of the things that led up to the Civil War. You can see, if you look at the Louisiana Purchase, right, as well as the wars with the Spanish Empire over Texas, right, it brings all this new land into America, right? And you couple that with what I said, right? Like after Napoleon finds the Rosetta Stone, and then you start getting the Industrial Revolution, right? Because of the Industrial Revolution, now there's things that they found on the land before that they didn't know what it was. Now all of a sudden this stuff is valuable. Like the different metals, the iron and all of this is all out in the Ohio River Valley and all types of places. When they start to find these resources, now it's becoming a beast because we already had a deal what was going on. The banks in the North financed slavery. The plantations in the South conduct the slavery and produce the goods. Now the banks in the North want to make a new deal based on these industrial machines that we can build. The South don't like that because that's not how we get loot. How we, this is breaking the deal. And so it wasn't. See, here's the thing. This is not necessarily what you're saying. But see, when you deal with the Civil War, right? Even if they say this, okay, this what I drew up. The Civil War might have been over slavery, but it wasn't over slaves. It was over the institution of slavery and what it meant to the economy of America. It didn't have nothing to do with the Black people who was the slaves. I went on a little rant right there. What was your original question?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, the Haitian Revolution is extremely complicated.
You study world history.
All the way up to the day.
You study world history.
You got to study world history because world history is based on the original man. It's based on us. We was the first world product. Like when you deal with capitalism, right? System of capitalism, right? Capital means something that you have that you could produce money off of. The first capital was land. The second capital was black people. And when you deal with the transatlantic trade, I mean, don't get me wrong, there was always caravans and stuff, but I'm talking about this modern era, right, of trade that we have where, yo, you send goods over there, and we're actually manufacturing goods just to send over there. That started off of us. So I'm just saying, I mean, that's not going to free you just to know that. But it will inform you in terms of how to move in certain ways, because see how everything is moving, right? It's based on history. If we made $1,000 yesterday, we can invest $1,000 today. But if we lost $1,000 yesterday, we can't invest $1,000 today. And we was the way that everybody made $1,000 every day.
Selling slaves.
Not just that, but yeah, some slaves, moving slaves, slaves producing stuff. And see, the flyest part about the original people, right, being the basis of the economy, is that you gotta remember, especially dealing with capitalism, but economies in general deal with supply and demand. The supply of us was unlimited. Because first of all, it was all those people in Africa, but then we could reproduce. You see what I'm saying? So now you see where they got their farms, where they just having black people just reproducing themselves just to reproduce more capital. Oh, I don't think like that. It's 7:17. Ren's for real, you knew. Hopefully you did the each one teach one, hit the like button already. Let's get the rest of our people in here. But this is what I'm saying, that all this stuff is, look, this was the lessons opened up for me. You understand what I'm saying? Now you could say I study world history. Well, I'm telling you, I study 120. But you got to look at it on every level. See, when you just look at it on a level of what's said right there, that's what's called taking it on face value. Right.
That's what I'm doing.
And then you got to realize that, see, look at what time is. Time is a linear pattern of events, right? Where events have an impact on subsequent events. Subsequent means after. You understand what I mean? Things we do now have an impact on what happened in the future. That's what it is. Yeah. See, that's how we can predict history. It ain't rocket science. But see, in order to predict history, you got to know history. In order to be able to make the prediction to say, okay, now is the time. Did you look at what the environment was that facilitated this to happen before? Or are you just making stuff up? And see, that's why I said that, listen, we had to get that other theology out of us, right? But we don't want to replace one theology with another theology. And so that's why we deal with facts. See, look, when you look at them lessons, man, Elijah's our brother. And you know what that means, that he's our brother? That just like I could be wrong about something I'm saying, and I might go over there and look at the thing and look at the comments, somebody who say, yeah, that stuff that you said right there wasn't right. And then they can tell me what's right, and I'll say, yo, that's peace, man. Positive elevation, always correct average. Yo, guess what, man? Some of the stuff Elijah said, we got to examine that too. Not take it on face value. And see, it don't mean that he's wrong. Yeah. It means that, yo, you just didn't take it on face value. Sometimes when you go to check what Elijah said, when you check it, you check out. You know. Now, for me, it's a small amount. I would say less than 5 times.
Sure.
When we went to check over what Elijah said, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. I just don't know what he's talking about. I can't find it in the other, like for instance, the first things I want to check out is the earth really 196,940,000 square miles? You know what I mean? I'm saying you check it out. What it is that he's saying, because he's saying things. Look, and he's speaking coded language too. We got to deal with that science. But how do we know the difference between the things he's saying as actual facts and the things he's saying as coded language, unless we examine what he's saying? Like for instance, look, we had a conversation the other day where you saw when he said, "Who made the Holy Quran Bible?"
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Now, to me, he can't be talking about the Holy Bible, the King James Version. Because he said the Quran will expire at 9,080 years from the date of this writing. Now, the correction is made in another book that is really in another book that he wrote. I'm not sure which book it is. It could be Our Savior Has Arrived. But he put the other 900 years in there. It's supposed to be 9,980 years, right? Which coincides with the fact that 1934 is the year 15,020, right? The King James Version don't have 15,020 years of history in it. So he can't be talking about that. He gotta be talking about something else.
Like he said,
But see, how do you know that unless you've done examination? You got to examine. You got to examine. And see, we not them other people, son. Let me tell you something, man. In every other people where you got, right? So when it tells you how many followers Yakub got?
No, I know. What does it say?
See, yeah, it does say. See,
600.
No, 59,999 followers, and Yakub made 60,000. See, now wait. What's the difference between that and 5%? What's the difference between that and this room you sitting in right now?
Between Yaakov followers and Yaakov?
Between what I just told you If you got one leader and 59,999 followers that make up the whole population.
They're 85%.
And they 85%.
No, they're the 15%. I mean, 10%.
15%.
They're the 10%.
See, the difference is if you in this, you got 60,000 leaders and no followers. See, that's why I got to tell you what I'm telling you right now. Because see, if something happened to me, right? See, you got to be able to get up there and take the leadership. And I'm not the leader. See, and that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Is we don't have one person who he has all the knowledge and all this thing depends on him. That's why we can exist in all different states. We can exist in all different countries. We can exist throughout time that other people didn't last. Like there's not other people, right, that came into existence with us in the 60s that still exist with the same people. And see, I don't really bring it up. Other people bring it up. But just for this point that what I'm making right now, see, I was taught by the third of the firstborn. But see, I was given the knowledge to, when something happened to him, I was able to pick up right there. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was one leader where it's like, yo, you took him out and now that whole bloodline and knowledge is gone. No. But now see, much is given, much is required. I'm not the preacher, man. This is not Monday sermon. This is me giving you certain jewels what, you know what I'm saying, over the last 34 years. This is what I accumulated. But see, let me tell you something. Everything that I accumulated is only worth what I teach and what the people that I teach do with what I taught. See, if you go out there and do great things, and people say, yo, man, how you dealing with that? See, as I just told you, look, I got this from certain people. You know what I'm saying? People that's been paying attention for long enough, they know who my people is, man. You know, I've learned this from people, man. I ain't just pull this out of the sky. People introduce me to certain things. Like for instance, Encyclopedia Brown, me and him got something in common. A brother named Lord Graceful Malik. He was a brother, and you know when they say they ran the devil to the caves of West Asia, there's a city in Turkey called Cappadocia, where the people's homes is actually built into the mountainside. Like they designed their own caves that they live in. And he came show me the pictures of it and everything, you know, and he told me, he was like, yo, God, I'm on a mission to show and prove everything in 120. And ever since he showed me that, I always went, yo, anytime, and he writes like papers, God. He writes his little thing. It's never been a whole book, but if you put all the stuff together, it's in a book. It's more than a book. It's volumes. But he was one of the first brothers that showed me that, yo, this is not just something that we're saying. Like I'm a kid at the time, you know, this is out there. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't even care if anybody else said it. But over time, just from just observing the temple, so he always hit me off. He always, as soon as he seen me, he always, yo, gotta take that. Because I always came back and asked him questions about it. You know what I'm saying? And I would look up stuff that he put there. I would look it up myself. I learned this from people, man. And then I did my research on my own, so that now, look, what you getting right is what they gave me, and then my research. Right. Now look, see, this is what I'm saying, much is given as much is required. This is why you need to get the basics, get the basics done with. Like yo saying, listen, 120 is the basics. And I'm not belittling. See, I would never belittle 120. That's why when I tell you go to the degree, I tell you exactly what degree to go to. Because I got them on cap, man. Let me tell you something. Allah quoted his degrees poetically for the whole time. There never was no time when Allah said he was above 120 degrees or above showing proving 120 degrees. I never heard of that time. So I'm not above these lessons. I'm not above building on it, quoting on it, etc., etc. I'm above going outside every day like I used to when I was 15, 16, 17, 18. Now, the application and the understanding of it is at a higher level. Because there's other people who their survival depend on how I deal with mathematics. You see, once you start having babies, there's other people whose survival depend on how you deal with mathematics. Their success in life depends on how you deal with mathematics. The type of father you are, the type of man you are, the type of person you are when you go on your job or you start your business or whatever it is. That's what we're dealing with when we're dealing with these 120 lessons. We're just coming, it's giving us a way, right, to understand how to think. We don't follow it. 120 lessons is not our doctrine. It's not, if 120 lessons are our doctrine, then what part of your doctrine is Yakub? If you just follow everything in 120, then you're going to make the devil when you get to the 28th degree in 140. Are you going to make the babies blind, deaf, and dumb when you get to 24th degree in the 136? These are the reasons, man, why you gotta study 120 lessons. Because see how we just went through that degree, and look how much stuff we went through just based on that degree. Yo, son, when you go through, we gotta go through more degrees. You gotta get the degrees down pat. So when I start speaking to you, I'm not speaking a foreign language. See, that's what makes me get sidetracked sometimes. Because if I tell you something and then you don't know what I'm talking about, now I have to go into the whole explanation of that. You see, when I could just tell you, yo, you know that degree right there? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, yo, that's dealing with this right here. And then I can tell you through the science and the history that's dealing with that. Whether it confirms it or contradicts it, it don't matter. You got to know that. And you got to be qualified. Because if you're not qualified, what are you?
Disqualified.
You see, disqualified is what happens after you do something. See, before you do it, you just unqualified. See, after you do something wrong, then we disqualify. See, the 5%, you say something. People judge us all types of ways about how we deal with the lessons. Now look, man, the lessons, they came to us. The Lord said, look, this is how I seen the truth right here. So he gave it to us. He gave us exactly what he did the knowledge to. He said, look, kid, you do the knowledge too. So you can see what I'm saying from the foundation. You see, it's really the mindset that you have. Because see, once you have this mindset, right, then you can read the Bible. You can read the Quran. You can read the Three Little Pigs. And all of these things, if you have the mindset, you're going to be able to extract the truth from it. But how do you develop the mindset? It's certain experiences you got to go through. Like, see, the hood mindset, right? You got to live in the hood to have that. Somebody come in the hood that's not really from the hood, you ain't really been through stuff we've been through, saying. They say you never cook bologna on the stove, saying, without the pot, saying. Just right there on the jump off, like you grilling bologna, look, and put the cheese. You ain't never did that? Say, you ain't gonna have that mindset that we had, say. Like, that's something where people like, yo, man, in the 80s, man, New York was what I'm saying. Y'all didn't even go through what we went through in the 70s. If you was there in the 70s, you would have known why we was doing what we was doing in the 80s. This is the whole point, man, that we got to, this is what we get into, man, when we start to understand what's the origin of some of these things that we dealing with. And that's what give us the power that, remember in the beginning when we saw it, that's what give us the power to control and manipulate our situation. That's what give us the power because now we got the knowledge of where this came from. Now we can go dissect that and we can what? Repeat that history or renew that history. Exactly. See, there's some things that's renewed and there's some things that's repeated. See that chair you sit in? I sat in that chair. Not that particular, this new chair. I brought these chairs in here myself. Pat myself on the back. These my desk. I brought these. I got this from some people. But I sat in here and did the knowledge, man. The brothers, I'm just repeating that. But certain aspects of it, I'm renewing.
You ever meet Darkim?
Yeah, I met him before.
Brandon?
Yeah, I met Brandon.
Or is it Seeker?
Yeah, I met them.
Exactly.
I'm just telling you now, look, they're not going to help you with what you got to do.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's another aspect where, just and this is something about the knowledge and just teaching and being a teacher. Is that over the years of teaching, right, you're gonna have certain people that go on to be greater than you.
Yeah. Sure.
Listen, don't hate, son. So what I'm saying is that I didn't teach them in particular, but I'm saying, yeah, there's students of the 5% that went on to do great things, man. And so based on that, yeah, we show them love. But they not like that. I got a lot of people, man, that went on to do great things. I mean, even I got my own field of things that, I'm kind of legendary in it. You know what I'm saying? But other brothers, man, that I've taught, they got things where, son, they legendary. They like the top of their fields. See, for me, I'm glad to just be a part of that. Look, if you take it back, I'm part of that story, right? Not to take that away from what they accomplished, but I'm just happy to be a little part of that story. I got brothers that go amongst the Chinese and they still a kung fu master, even amongst the Chinese that started it. Not saying they started the whole martial arts, but I'm saying the particular art, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers that work with top corporate, making crazy money, son. Living in the burbs. They be like, yo, God, man, why don't you come and check me? And, it's not that I don't love you, God, but look, I gotta do what I'm doing. All brothers, man, I'm happy just to be a part. Like, look, we on YouTube right now, right? Look, I got 1,000 people. A lot of Infinite got 100,000 plus people, man. I'm glad I just was a part of that. I was a part of that, son. See what I'm saying? See, because that's what it means. Ain't no big user, little eyes. That don't make me smaller. And see, that's what other people understand. And that's what the original people that come to understand. See, that's what you gotta understand as not being a religious person. That the peak of humanity is yet to come. See, when the Lord said, my best is yet to come, that stands for all of us. Yeah, in my time, the things that I accomplished, you know what I'm saying? But listen, now there's other people, man, that's the best that's yet to come. But how do they get to that level unless they see these layers of reality and what they mean? You understand? But look, did I answer all your questions? You got any more questions?
No.
All right, now look, I got something I want to tell you. And this is going into the room right here. Also, because I know y'all had to bear with me. I don't know what's going on. It looks like y'all having some crazy side rallies over here. But now we're going to get to the signs of respect and what it means. See, because I've been dealing with some situations recently. This is a side rant. You got to sit here now. I know you're ready to go, but you got to hear me. I've been dealing with some situations, really, where, see, you need to understand what respect really means. Now, I'm going to ask my brother over here, the wordsmith. Are you going to tell us what respect really means? Or do I need to tell you? Rob, born at the door. What you mean outside? Nah, I ain't even, yo, I'm over here, look, see, the thing is back there, the phone is back there on the chart.
You left me out there, dog.
Yeah. Damn, I wish I would have brought you in, man. The time, talk about the topic I was talking about too, man. And I know you know that I got the info,
Yeah, I'm out there in the cold. Peace.
But hold on. Do you know what respect really means? Look, when we break it down into the words, right? Respect means to look. Like spectacular is something to look at. The spectacle is something to look at. Specs, you know, like we call your glasses specs. Help you see. Read means to do again. To see, that's what respect means. It means to look again. You understand what I mean? So now look, even in terms of like when you build them with a person, they may say something that you may not have seen before they said that. Look again. Keep an open mind. Peace. You can't sleep here. Now you got to corner. Respect means to look again. It means to keep an open mind. And see, don't get me wrong. That has its hazards. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm going to tell you at the time I've been down a rabbit hole with cats talking nonsense, but it's because I'm listening with respect. That whatever you saying what it is, I already got what I see. But if you could present something to me right now, you see what I'm saying? Like just look, seeing Rob Moore, he said, all right, look, I got $1,000. Bring your facts. It's warped out, but see, that's what I'm saying. That sometimes we're not looking at what words meant in the beginning. Because see, I'm dealing with a situation right now. And it's funny you came in. Because
I just went to go buy something. I said, what is love? Let me talk about it.
I'm dealing with a situation right now, right? Where listen, I think I brought it on myself.
Uh-oh.
People start presenting me, they start showing me videos, all type of stuff. Like, yo, look, this is this you know, we aboriginal to American science. Right? And they're like, yo, look, what they're saying is that they respect me and they respect my ability to analyze things so much that they want to present it to me, right? And when I tell them that, yeah, this is bullshit, right? The first thing they say, yo, guys, you do the knowledge. Whoa, 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 whoa. When have you ever known me not to do the knowledge? You think I got there right here and not doing the knowledge? See, this now you're lacking a certain amount of respect. And even look, see when we talk about the Gullah history, right? I didn't just hear about this. Saying my family is from Pinckney Island, the Fusky Island, Ladies Island, Bluffton, South Carolina. That's where we from, son. Hilton Head Island. Like that brother you be talking with, he from Georgetown, right? Buford is here, Charleston is here, Murder Island is up there, Georgetown is over there. See, my family is from Buford and Charleston. So I never been to Georgetown, but I know that I heard of it. God, we have no history. Like, look, I had a question because, like you said, they won't talk to me. I got a question while we're at it. I think you should ask. How come the Haitians don't have this knowledge that they was from here? Because they never was indoctrinated. If you have many first generation people on Haiti that because they never got involved with all the rest of the indoctrination, they should at least have some legends amongst their people. That's what I'm saying. Like, just give me a legend. Give me something. Give me a family story where somebody said that they from there. Because this is what I'm saying. In my family, right, I could go back to 1811 to the James and Kate Free. I don't know their whole history, but I know they got married in 1811. I never heard none of this stuff, what they talking about. Like, I'm telling you, I know people that were born in 1800s. Like, I was one of the people, look, I said to write my name right here because people were signing X, son. And son, I never heard none of this stuff. But see, I think what my mistake is, people, is that see, my mind is too open when it's like, yo, I want to hear you out. Like, I want to hear what you're saying. It's not that I'm denying what you're saying, but see, my point is this. Why are we on the extremes? Like, look, I'm not saying that none of us was over here, but the problem I have is when you saying that none of us came from the transatlantic slave trade. That's where you go off the deep end. You see what I'm saying? And see, when you assume that this information that people is presenting me is new and I've never done the knowledge to it before, see, now you disrespect me. Now is when you start to get me tight with, see, now I see what look, they got me to the point where I said, see, now I see what Rob Warren is saying, man. We can't get on these guys. Hey, yo, wait a minute, man. See, that's what respect really means. It means to look again. It means to look at who you're talking to. For instance, when you're speaking to your elder, yo, you're not with your friends right now. Look again at who you're talking to. Look again at what you're talking about. Look again at the information that you have. See, that's what I'm saying. I have total respect. Don't just think because I disagree with you that I don't respect you. This is what's happening. See, we've got this definition of respect for the streets, meaning that you better recognize that I'm hard. That don't got nothing to do with respect. Except for the aspect of, yo, you talking to somebody you shouldn't be talking about. You need to think about that. Okay, I can accept that part. But I'm saying just in general, this thing where people shoot each other and stuff over respect, that's not respect. Respect means to look again. And that's why it's knowledge. Because we look again and we constantly examine everything that we know. And so that's why knowledge means to look, listen, observe, and then Respect, meaning go back to look. Go back to looking. It means that we never stop seeking knowledge. We never stop seeking what this is, what it's about. We don't take no people on face value. Like I said, look, Elijah's my man. I love Elijah. But see, let's respect things. See, for me, right, I never met Elijah. I was only even alive for a short period of time with Elijah. So everybody tells me everything, right? I got to constantly keep respecting that. I got to keep examining it. I got to keep looking at it. People told me this, people told me that. So let me tell you something, man, about that. And this is a hotel chat. But look, all of them is bullshit. I don't listen. All of them, Malcolm, Elijah, all the rest of them, they bullshit us a lot of shit. You see, because I have respect, and I've looked at it, see, I don't look at one shit and say, okay, yo, this person, they just strictly bullshit us, so not everything they said is bullshit. And I don't look at it and say, okay, this stuff that they told us is true, so not everything they said is true. Respect needs to re-examine. You see, I told you a long time ago, there's a lot of new people in the chat. The first thing to re-examine is everything what I'm saying. Don't worry about everybody else. You listen to my channel right now. Re-examine what I'm saying. And that's the reason why I told you. I give out names. I give out dates. I give out places. And so you could go examine it for yourself. So now you can own the knowledge. See, once you go through that science now, you done making it owner. You don't gotta say, yo, well, I was in class and Darkim said this. No, you've re-examined it for yourself. And now you can say, no, this is the science. I seen it myself. See, you don't, a couple times, I might tell you what is the history of what somebody told me. But you don't hear me talking a whole bunch about what Allah said. You don't hear me talking a whole bunch about what Elijah said. You don't hear me talking a whole bunch about what Prince said. You hear me saying what I said. See, that's what respect really is. When we able to deal with each other like that, when we able to see that, okay, boom, this person right here, they might be coming from a different place, whether it's mentally or whether it's geographically. Did you really do that? Like, see, this is what happens, right? When gangsters get older. Even for y'all people that y'all now, like, when gangsters get older, they start to re-examine, yo, why did I have that degree of separation with that person? And then when they re-examine it, they like, yo, you know what? I never should have. Why did I even go through that? Why did I, you know what I'm saying? Like, that caused me to lose out on a whole portion of my life. It means to re-examine yourself even. Do you respect yourself and the things that you did when you could look back and you could say, yo, you know what? Yeah, when I was telling people that was wrong. Do you have the knowledge to do that? Do you have the real power to do that in yourself? See, a lot of people don't got that power. And we all know people like that. They just can't fucking apologize. They just can't admit that they was wrong. In all types of situations. Not just dealing with this knowledge. See, that's because they don't have respect. That's the real meaning of respect. It don't mean, yo, This dude was looking at me over there. Yo, he not respecting me as gangster. See, and this is one of the things that the black man has to deal with. This is one of the things that we have to respect. We have to respect our definition that we've given to that term respect. We've got to respect the definition of what we've called, yo, this cat is real. Real what? Real what? That's who we messing up at. This is why we can't come in tune with other people and have an open mind, because we're not really dealing with respect. That's why it's in here. Don't think it means that, yo, oh, this person is, they talking to me like this. Yo, this person is that. It doesn't mean that, you know, we worship somebody. Like, see, I respect Elijah, but I can still say, okay, I disagree with him right there. What that means? Like, does that take him out the realm of being Elijah? Does it mean he's not Elijah Muhammad? Does it mean the whole and the wide is BS? See, first of all, let me tell you something. Even if Elijah's a scammer, there's no way for you to run. You took one from 1930 to 1975. There's no way for you to run a 45-year scam without it being some truth involved with that. Hey, we've seen it in our own time with people like, yeah, you run a scam, you might run 5 years. You might run 10 years. Listen, unless you got some elements of truth of what you're dealing with, your line ain't gonna work. You can't come in your house, your mom like, yo, why you late? Yo, I was taking a shuttle back from the moon and it was late. What's gonna happen to most of us if you tell your mom a story like that? You're gonna try to come up with something that at least contains some elements of the truth. And let's see, look, I just come in the house, right? Depends where they go. Where you at? I was in the park. Yeah, we went to the park, we didn't see. Now I was in another park over there. See, because I always, for most of my life, I rest by either in the project or by the project. Anybody that's from the project, you know, there's a project park, and then there's the school park that's right by the projects, at least in New York. And see, you could be in either park. Now, if you don't contain no elements to the truth in that, how you gonna come on? But at the same time, if you just taking on face value, see, that's what respect means, not to take things on face value. You don't mean that other stuff, man. That other stuff is mostly just fear. Like, other than that, we just talk. Like, we talk, we discuss whatever we gotta say. Now, when one person feels like he's above the other person, and he's like, yo, you're not respecting me or whatever, most of the time, that don't got nothing to do with the meaning of respect. That's something that's a derivation of the fact that when you disrespect somebody that's older than you, part of the reason of that is that you're not acknowledging that this person has more experience and therefore more knowledge than you. But see, I've been involved with that too. Because see, like I said, you have more experience, right? But does that necessarily mean you have more knowledge? Mean like this. You got some people that went to jail one time, learned a lesson, never went back. You got other people been in and out. Like I know people that the majority of the time I know them, they've been in jail. And they still ain't learned. So in that case, the experience don't mean nothing. This the real meaning of respect. This the real meaning. It means that all these things, let's really do knowledge to them. Let's really do the knowledge to them. Let's examine things, right? Based on every level of experience. We say we the Lord of all worlds. Do you really respect all those worlds? Do you respect the historical world? Do you respect the scientific world? Do you respect the mathematical world? Matter of fact, speaking of that, I've started reading that stuff. It's taken me a while because it's written in language and I'm understanding it. You know what I'm saying? I can't really read without comprehension. If I understand on read, I gotta go back. But yeah, I started reading it, and yeah, there's some science in that. Now, so far, I haven't gotten to the point yet. I'm trying to figure out what happened to the numbers 5 and 7.
Yeah.
It's going cold. Yeah, I never look. Because I went down and I was like, I seen like, even when they filled it out at first, because that's what I'm thinking. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it's got 8 and 9. So now I see three empty spaces. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this should be 5, 6, and 7. But then they like, nah, this is 6, 18, and 12.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, so what happened? But in terms of what they were saying, I did understand it to where what they were saying, right, with the 1, the 2, the 4, and the 8, right? The 1, the 3, the 9, 27. Is that when you get to that bottom level where they dealing with the cube, right? Now you're dealing with what in our science is length, width, and depth. You understand what I'm saying? So now shit is real. Like on that 2 plane level, that's on paper. Like on paper is 2 planes. You know what I'm saying? But now, once you put that depth in there, that gives it life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's some science in it, but it's just, see, for me, I study a lot of stuff, but I still speak in a certain way. So when certain things, when I'm reading it, it's like if it's not in my language, it's taking me a long time to understand.
Because it's like you're looking at it, and then the math will just pop in your brain how we see it.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah.
when you're like, oh, this is that.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is. Because we got to think that and the way we are trained to think.
Yeah.
So when you look at what is number and how they break it down and how they're using that triangle, you see, okay, this is odd, this is even, this is male, this is female, and you're like, why are you saying that? And then you see the concept. They'll come in later.
Yeah, you gotta understand it that way. And see, the triangle, see, not for nothing, that's a science that they got in there, right? The triangle is a funny geometrics, right? Because on the one hand, the triangle is half of a square, right? So that makes it 180 degrees. But at the same time, the triangle is a closed, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all the points touch, it's closed. So anything that's closed is 360 degrees. So that's what's funny about a triangle, that it's 180 degrees, but 360 degrees at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Pythagorean theorem is powerful. That's why there's so much things they can base on that and figure it out with. See, all that's the science of having respect. All that's the science of being able to open your mind, right? and study all these different sciences. You see, here's what made me come up with this. Here's where the disrespect comes in. When somebody tells me that Columbus took Indians back to Spain, and so they, this proves that all the black people in Africa came from America. Now look, what I'm saying is, I've heard you out. That's bullshit. Now see guys, you're not doing the knowledge. The fuck you mean I'm not doing the knowledge? I'm doing knowledge for 34 years.
So you ran into the Aboriginal God, Tom.
Saying every person that there's some people that they feel like, yo, every time they present something to me, that I never did the knowledge of that before. Or I never heard that before. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. But see, what you're doing is you conflating things. See, first of all, I'm from New York. Well, look, they even have songs. It's 8 million stories. There's no one story. You can't say, yo, for instance, right? My grandparents migrated up here, you know what I'm saying, in like 1941, 42, something like that. Second migration, they came up here to do the World War II stuff. So that's not everybody's story. I don't care what it is. There ain't gonna be no one story you're gonna tell about the original people, and that's gonna fit everybody. So I'm not going to deny that there was no original people over here, but some of the stuff they saying, it's like, yo, listen, can you lead me to where it is that I can own this knowledge for myself? See, that's respect. When somebody is telling you something and you just expect it, and you just accept it, then see, who you really disrespecting is yourself. You're not respecting your own ability. That's what I'm saying. I don't care if you show me a scientific study. I want to see it for myself. I want to see the methodology that they use.
They got you mad.
Yeah, they got, listen, I'm sure, listen. They call, brother Henry, like, yo, we want you to do nonsense right here because you're the one that can analyze it, right? All right, it's bullshit. You didn't do the knowledge. Wait a minute, whoa. What makes you think I didn't do? How did you first contact me with this? And you see, this happens all the time. When somebody asks you a question, right? You're like, yo, which way is this way left? Yeah, but this person said that. I will ask them. Why don't you stick with that? What is the point of you asking me if I give you my answer? You're not respecting me. I respected you enough to tell you not to get the fuck out of my face. I gave you my answer and then you disrespected me. See, this is the fastest ways that I learn, man. See, listen, man, when I got the knowledge, this was the thing, man. You can shut the fuck up or you get the fuck out of here. See, now things change. Look, even me, myself, look, the first stage of learning is silence. And then listening. See, if you put it in a kind of gentle type of way, saying, when I got the knowledge, look, you shut the fuck up, you get the fuck out of here and do what the fuck you was there. See, but it's a different group of people who is even becoming 5%. So you gotta remember, we was coming from, at that time, see, like right now, right, we on the internet, we on YouTube, because that's where the people is at that need to learn this. But at that time, where the people was at that need to learn this was in the street. They was in the jails, it was, you understand what I'm saying? And one of the reasons we was out there was because we lacked all that type of discipline. And so that was one of the first things is, yo, son, shut the fuck up. If you can't shut the fuck up, get the fuck out of here. Because we got some other people that want to be down with this. And then after that, listen, man, if you the student, how you gonna tell me what I know? Like, how many people, listen, if your child went to school and came back and told you that I asked the teacher, yo, what if 2 + 2 is 5? And the teacher said, nah, 2 + 2 is not 5. And then you said, you ain't paying attention. Would that work out? See, that's the reality, man. See, lack of respect, right? That's the fastest way not to learn. See, let me tell you another thing what lack of respect is that you see that happens, man, is when people come, right, and they want to dictate the criteria. They want to dictate the criteria under which this teaching and learning takes place. Like if I'm the one that already went through the science, I'm the one to determine whether you're worthy or not of learning what I'm saying. I'm the one that's going to get frustrated, see, because like I said, man, when you look at the non-born degree, right? See, the degree part, the part Elijah told you and Father told you, that tells you about the duty of the teacher. But when you look at the Bible verses that's included, that tells you about the duty of the student. See, a lot of people don't know how to be a student. Everything that we doing, we gotta learn how to do it. Like it's good. Like, look, you can see it can be anything. You see Michael Jordan on TV, but do you know how to put in that work that it takes to play like he played? It's not just making baskets. That's about working out. That's about things that you're doing behind the scenes to build yourself up to that level. See, when you're not respected what an individual went through in order to have the knowledge that he had, see, now you're not dealing with the science of respect, and you're never going to learn. You're never going to learn. You never see when you don't see. Sometimes this is what happens. You start contradicting yourself, right? But because you don't have respect even for what you're saying, you don't look at what you're saying. Hey, look, that hit me. Yo, all these books right here is telling us lies about the slave trade, right? But look, I have a book that tells us the truth. Yo, hold up. These books right here that came from Vanderbilt University, they're telling lies. But these books that we got from Columbia University, this is wait. We got to stop someplace and really pay attention. That's what respect means. That's what I'm telling you. When you out there, like, this is what I'm saying. When you in LA, when you in Chicago, you in Brownsville, you in South Bronx, respect means a certain thing there. But that's not the actual meaning. That's not the actual meaning. It means that, yo, we examine everything. We don't just take it on face value. That's why it's a part of knowledge. See, because if it was about how you act, why wouldn't it be a part of wisdom? Why wouldn't it be a part of culture? It's about how you look at things. See, respect means that, yo, we had a certain worldview, or at least I had a certain worldview that was based on Christianity. See, respect means to look really at yourself. It don't really mean about what other people is doing. It means to look at the way you're looking at things again. It means to look at the way you examine things again, because otherwise you're always going to be caught up. You're going to end up dealing with extremes. They see right now, I got people, right? And people that's been on my page long enough, yeah, I know that look, I like Trump. Not necessarily that I like him like, yo, I'm invited to my house. But see, look, he fucked up. He's out of here. That's it. It ain't, I don't love him. See, I'm not on the extreme of loving him, just like I'm not on the extreme of loving the Democrats and their policies that have led up. I mean, like, look, why take my phone out?
I put it back in, and we're going to be.
See how you doing?
I got you.
You see, that's what happens. Is that you got people that's on the extremes of things that never actually take the time to look at the reality of what they're saying. They never take the time to look at the reality of what happened. They just caught up in their time. They caught up in the confirmation bias. They caught up in the anachronisms. They caught up in things that's all based on how you look at things right now. See, I give you a good example. We 5% here, right? In the room. I'm sure it's other people that's not 5%, but listen. See, one thing people always think, yo, man, why y'all deal with lessons the way y'all deal with them? And yo, somebody don't quote the lesson. You know what? See, that's a cultural thing. See, a lot of people think that's a theological thing. It's not. It's a cultural thing. That you got to look at the science in the 60s, right? One thing about the 60s and the 70s, and even right now, right, is you had a huge amount of infiltrators. See, how many of y'all seen the large FBI files when law was a target of the COINTELPRO? And the early brothers that was there in the 60s was a target of that too. And so going through the lessons like that and examining people, right, is a part of our strategy to eliminate those people. That's why a person, he might could affect some small pocket of people, but in terms of coming into this and really breaking this down, so where it's like, yo, it's got to be a new 5% nation that's born because something happened to the old 5% nation. No. We examine everybody. You never going to be able to lead 1,000 5%ers in the wrong direction. You see, somebody from Medina is going to say, nah. Somebody from California is going to say, nah. Somebody from Detroit, et cetera. Now I examine this, I don't like where it's going down. See, another thing that happened from that system, right, is like I said, every 5% is qualified. So right now, you could be a 5%, right? You go to Canada, you start teaching up there, you're teaching up there. But now when those people come back, guess what? They're going to be examined. You ain't going to just be able to go to Canada and say, well, yeah, I found that I got all these 20 officers, these 20 officers, and they're all 5% now. And nah. How you see today's math, man? How you see today's degree, man? See, we going to take you through it trust me, man. The people, they already know. Look, we can take information, but we can't make a move around it. If we try to make a move around them, they're gonna resist that on a level where you see. All of these are certain things that you really take the time to re-examine that, or did you just think we was testing each other? Did you really just think we was all see? Listen, at one time, being one mind was a thing. See, Harriet Tubman didn't take people with her that was of all different mindsets. She didn't take people with her that was like, well, what if we don't make it? All right, son. In fact, I have to kill you now. Because you done came to the, you know, I'm at the conference, sir. Ain't no other shit. We getting back. I'm getting back. If you ain't trying to get back with me, then I got to leave you right here. You ain't going back to the plantation or none of that. See, that's how the 5% deal with it. But see, when you don't take the time to look at the context of all of the stuff that's going on, right? And you just look at it in this vacuum, then you like, yo, those cats is wild. See, we are not chosen from the church boys. Like the 5% don't recruit in the church. I mean, we don't recruit, period, but I'm just saying, if you want to use that term, we don't recruit in the army, we don't recruit at the colleges. See, where we came from, yeah, we already was what you would call problem children. So that's gonna happen. Yeah, we're gonna have more story. Yo, what about these brothers that did this and that? Yeah, that happened. You know when we come down. See, all that's an element. So because we came from the places that we came from, right? That discipline had to be instilled in us too. See, like my boys say, look, they research all the stuff they present to the people. How many people go and read it? Of which I say, how many people go and have that discipline to actually read it and then, you know, impart that to other people? See, all these is the elements that we have to learn. Like when I got the knowledge, listen, if it wasn't something that was assigned in school, I wasn't reading. Certain things, like look, when I came into the knowledge, I already knew about the Crusades. I already knew about genetics. You know what I'm saying? I knew about you know, us being the original people, but I had never went into the in-depth study of it. It's coming into this that showed me certain disciplines, you know what I'm saying? But that's something that you gotta take upon yourself. That's the amount of respect that you gotta have, or are you just doing this for a fad and a fashion? See, a lot of people is just doing this for fad and fashion. And that's why you don't understand what respect really means. It means to look again. It don't mean that if these cats sell drugs with your block, you got to shoot them. It don't mean that if a nigga say something to your girl, you got to punch him in the face. And our warped out vision of that is not only holding us back from having the knowledge, it's causing us to fight and kill one another. And see, that's what I'm saying. Is that now I got people that's like, yo, you telling me that you respect me, you respect my knowledge, but then now we get in an argument because in reality, we don't have respect between us. But look, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? We're about to check out. I'm gonna check in the comments right now. You know what I'm saying? See if we have any questions. You know what I'm saying? Rob Bourne is still in the building. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got some questions for Rob Bourne, you know what I'm saying? Going into the details of some of the things, what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, see, I didn't even realize that. Like I seen people do it before. But see, when you deal with the scholarship and you really go back, see what I was doing is just reading. Like I read and then I'm able to discern certain things because of mathematics. But really to say that, I've looked back at the original source material, yeah, most of the time I haven't done that. I just read and I know who's who. All right, this person, like, look, I know if I'm reading Johann Blumenbach to take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? And look, I give Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, these individuals a little more, you know what I'm saying? And so that's even another thing dealing with, like I said, there's questions people are asking me like, yo, so you just telling me that Dr. Ben is just bullshitting us. Like you say he's like you because it's other things, like see everything you say, you gotta realize it implies other things. So you just telling me that, hold up, all these scholars that have been over there for all this time, they studying all this stuff. You telling me Sheikh Anta Diop, or I'm not saying you got to agree with everything they say. But even if you look, you could see a common theme, not just amongst them, but when you look at the DNA, you know what I'm saying? When the DNA tells you that, yo, all blonde-haired, blue-eyed people descend from a common ancestor that lived 6,000 years ago. When you look at the science, like I said, when you study the science of what Pythagoras and them is saying about how they got their knowledge, and then you look at what Dr. Benjamin is saying about how they got their knowledge. See, that's what we say, understands a clear picture. So see a clear picture, you know how back in the days you look at Sesame Street? And look, the whole Sesame Street is a picture. Remember they used to have that song, they say, one of these people is doing their own thing. One of these people do not belong. See, sometimes a person comes to me with science, we're saying, that science don't belong. It don't belong in this picture that I already have of the science. Now, look, my mind is open. I hear you out. And if you've been on this page for long enough, you know that, yeah, I hear all kinds of people out, talk all type of stuff. But somewhere the rubber meet the road. Somewhere you got to show and prove. Somewhere we got to be able to build something with this science, what you're saying. And somewhere, I mean, even, listen, I mean, there's some things that I don't even know what that means. Like I'm saying, I'm talking about right now. Like, see, right now, a person can ask me, yo, so if you African or you came from Africa, then what tribe you came from? That shit don't even mean nothing now. That's the history of the science or whatever. But see, what means something right now, right, is what we're going to construct right here, right now. See, just like I said, look, theologically, right, we're being ruled by a thought that came from that Mediterranean area. You know what I'm saying? From wherever was the Roman Empire, because the Romans wrote the Bible.
No,
and
the original man wrote the Bible.
Stop it, Father. Not that Bible. The Romans wrote that. So see, if you look at that, the history that is around that Roman time that the Romans know, That's real. But actually, go in the Bible and tell me the history of Alaska. Go in the Bible and tell me the history of Madagascar. Yeah, and I'm looking at the map right now. So don't. If anybody been to a law school, you know that map right here. So I'm looking at the map. But look, tell me in the Bible what's the history of Indonesia, Tanzania. It will tell you that, man. It just tells you about the history of the things that was going on in the Roman Empire in Israel. With the Romans renamed Palestine was a part of their empire. And all them peoples that's in that Bible was peoples that were subjects of the Roman Empire. That's on that level of religion. But now in the history, we got to do the knowledge to that too. See? And like I said, man, look, I'll listen to a story because some stories is not 100% wrong. Like for instance, if y'all been here long enough, there's a story about a dude named John Henry. And John Henry, it's a story about the Industrial Revolution. And John Henry, they was building the railroads. And as they building the railroads, they got to go through mountains. And so they had black people that was using axes and picks and shovels in order to build a mountain. And one day, this dude showed up with a machine, and he said, "Yo, this machine can dig the mountain this much faster than the people." So the dude who was there, he said, "Hold up, man, I got a guy, John Henry, and that machine can't beat John Henry." You know what I'm saying? And so John Henry and the machine competed. And John Henry beat the machine. He was black. John Henry beat the machine, but right after he beat the machine, he had a heart attack or something and died. And so that was the moral of the story. What they were saying is that people is extremely important and they powerful in a way, but that these machines, in terms of doing this work, is, they undefeated. So it was just a story, but look, I seen a dude that he presented a reality. And he said that, yo, in reality, the people that was building the railroad, it was black people that was doing it. And they was people that had got enslaved based on the 13th Amendment. That John Henry probably was a prisoner that was sold out for slave labor. And when they came to the place and everything was like, yo, this is where the railroad, they actually pinpointed, they said, yo, people from this jail right here did work on the railroad over there. And then they went to a graveyard in the back of the jail and said, yo, John Henry could possibly be back there. So that's why I said, look, tell me your story. Tell me something. Tell me, give me something to go on. See, otherwise, you're not respecting me. You're not respecting my knowledge. You're expecting me to take. Yo, does anybody hear that story? Well, Allah said, yo, man, you trying to make me submit to that man mind. That's what you're trying to do. When you're trying to tell me don't examine, for whatever reason. That's the whole reason it's a knowledge right here, because we didn't take what Elijah said on face value. That's the half original man. How you going to tell me he's Allah and I'm not Allah? See, if y'all notice, man, I tell you, Elijah's my man. How many times y'all heard me say Father's my man? And that's not disrespecting. Look, I don't know who he is. I just know who Elijah said he is. And look, I like Elijah. I already told y'all. Sometimes y'all probably say, yes, he got you like Elijah too much, guy. You take him on Facebook. Maybe. I can accept that. But look, I've had that controversy even right here, man. Far's not one of us. Elijah is one of us. See, that's why Allah came in the person of Far, because he had the knowledge, but he didn't have the power. Because he's not the original man. See, and that's something that's happening all the way out there that y'all be doing. And I don't want to get into the DNA science because we about to get off. But see, when y'all start talking about the half original man is the original man, based on because his father is black, see, now you're saying that the earth is not the earth, son. Now you're saying that if you was in the moon, you would be the same fucking person. If you was in Mars, no. You can only get the original man from the black woman. Ain't no other way. I don't care what you say. Because there's histories of people that did I show y'all the magazine cover? There was a magazine cover on Ebony magazine back in the days about people passing for white. And those people, what they did, a lot of them, they just moved far away from their black family and never spoke to them again. And right now, when this DNA stuff came out, there's white people that was shocked to find out that they part black. It was just like it's black people that shocked to find out that, yo, they great-great-great-grandmother was white. Because see, in our minds, we only look at it as, yo, the slave master and the black woman. See, because what it's telling you is that it's not just the complexion, it's the idea, it's the thought. If you plant an idea in them to deal with the original, right? See, and that's what happens too. See, we deal with confirmation bias, right? Because most of the half original people that we see and we recognize, right? They identify with us. That's the reason they're around us. But it's other half original people, right? That they don't identify with us. And they go the other way.
But I just want everybody to know, peace to the family, peace to everybody, to the gods and the earth. If y'all watched that marathon video that was took it down, and you saw that guy walking around, the god Darkim had been standing up the whole time. He never sat down. I should have turned the camera on. Turn the camera on. Yeah. He was in the zone. He was standing up. Yeah. I was like, yo, where's the cipher? I looked up when it was 1,000 people and he was going there.
Yeah, I had that one, but you know, because I ain't seen him in a minute. You know what I'm saying? He just came back and you got a lot of people, you know what it is, man? You're going to be on this on different levels, man. There's some people that send this in their mind and not in their heart. There's some people that send this in their heart, and I don't even know, I know it's just body parts. But some people that send in their heart and not in their mind. And then there's some people, man, where they got this in the heart and the mind, where they got love for this, you know what I mean? That they don't let that emotion blind them to where they can't, you know what I mean, still be intellectual and do the knowledge. See, that's what respect is. Respect is something, and look, they tell you that in psychology. You gotta have respect for yourself before you can have respect for anything else.
Man, they must have got mad. It must have been more than one person.
Oh man, since when the last time I've been on? Listen, I've look, people send me videos, I watched the whole video. I watched all this stuff, like, y'all, like, the dude didn't really present, like, they show me the video, and it's like, I've been through that Columbus took some Indians back over there with him, and they enslaved them over there.
Yeah, and Queen Elizabeth told him, don't enslave them. They have a soul.
Yeah.
Stop doing it.
Yeah. and see, and that's also why I was talking about the science of where that had to be a decision that was made because those people was not in the Bible. And so they had no way of knowing how to deal with them based upon a Eurocentric, biblical-centric point of view. Because the Bible said what people were supposed to be blessed and what people wasn't supposed to be blessed. The King James Version Bible was to say that the British people was the chosen people. So when they came here talking that manifest destiny shit, they just transplanted this shit from Abraham and Israel to America. And they accept that the fucking Jews, the Jews was given that covenant. And because of that, they can easily extend that to that they was given the covenant for America. And now we here absorbing it. So like I said, we have to throw off that theological yoke. But look, don't throw that off just to accept another theological yoke. See, meaning, like I said, a lot of the people in Northern Africa, they wanted to throw off the Romans. So when the Muslims came, they accepted it. But guess what the Muslims did? Promptly jumped on their back just as much as the Romans was. And whatever the Romans was doing in Egypt, the Arabs ain't do nothing different. They erased and suppressed whatever history existed before they was there, the same way the Christians did. And that's what we have to be careful of throwing off this level of taking things on face value for another level of taking things on face value. That's what we've been doing. And that's the real reason. See, theologically, the devil's civilization expired in 1914, but we extended it. Yeah, but that was over in 1984. It was extended again. No, nigga, you just ain't do what you're supposed to do. That's what happened. You just ain't do what you're supposed to do to take the devil off the planet, and that's why he's still here. To take the devil off your planet as an individual. We haven't done what we were supposed to do in terms of coming together. Because see, all over, when you really look at the history, right? That's the real thing. That's the real advantage that they had, was this separation amongst all the people. So when we say we searched for trillions of years, we already had this separation and wars amongst us that they came in and exploited. They exploited that to get some of us to capture and sell other ones into slavery. When they got over here, when they said, it was 9 conquistadors who were supposed to take over the Aztec Empire. That's not really what happened. See, it really was dissension. The empire, they was really oppressing a lot of the other people in the empire. And the Europeans came and took advantage of that. Say, yo, listen, we're gonna help you out if you help us take them out. And you see that same strategy, like I said, that's how they took the Ottoman Empire out in World War I. And that's how they take us out. Look, even right now, look, when look, a whole bunch of people get locked up. You know what they do? Yeah, well, they was getting all this money right here. Yo, look at all this money they was getting. Yeah, they was getting this money right here. Yeah, see what they was doing. Yeah, how much you was getting? Oh yeah, you about to go to jail for longer to do. You about to go to jail because we got you with this right here. And then look what they was getting. And then what happened? You know what happened? People start telling. And they take that organization down. See, when you really knowledge and understand what's going on, you don't get caught up like that. Like I said I was going to answer your questions. I see y'all thorough with the side rallies over here today. It's about that time, though. We came right to the time. We came right to the time. The time is up. Allah will manifest. You know what your new name is, right? Your new name is Scotty. Stay away from the dilithium crystals. But look, we had a good one. This was a great live right here, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is my first day back in the school for 2021. You know what I'm saying? We had Encyclopedia Brown, special guests. Special guests came through. You know what I'm saying? My brother right here, I can't even call his name because he ain't got no name yet. See, that's why I do the boxing class. Because I like dealing with the young. You know what I'm saying? Right now, and look, it's what could you do? You understand what I'm saying? See, I'm not cool. So I don't deny nobody what their birthright is. But at the same time, born, the brother that came, it's not my target audience. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I make a specific forum for the young brothers. You know what I'm saying? By the way, the young brothers, they coming right along, man. They starting to get the math. You know what I'm saying? I'm introducing them to the math now. You know what I'm saying? Over time, first they had to deal with civilization and righteousness. You know what I'm saying? But starting to introduce them to different things. You know what I'm saying? The night, that's what I said. Look, I didn't even plan to be here this long. But I just got on a couple of rants. Like I said, I didn't understand that. Just in general, man. I'm a person where it's like, yo, look. A lot of times, see, and that's something that's happening in this world right now. Where people be like, yo, my past is, why am I being judged on my past? That's the fuck you did. The fuck you mean why you being judged on your past? Like if you steal from me 100 times, on the 101st time, I'm supposed to say, oh, that was your past. I ain't judging that. You understand what I'm saying? So, that was a whole science. Mr. Spock, I got some stuff I got to ask you too. But we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Wednesday we'll go back to freestyling. That's another thing when I sing too. I got to stop dealing with y'all. Y'all be sidetracking me too much. And I don't get to the real signs. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, in between time, you know what I'm saying, if y'all made it this far in the room, oh yeah, Don Bishop, yeah, you missed out. But if y'all made it this far, look, do the each one, teach one, hit the like button, share this on your Twitter, your Facebook, the text message, the Facebook groups, your Instagram, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take it down right now. But y'all know tomorrow, 7 o'clock, we back in the building. You know what I'm saying? Any questions that brothers want me to address, put that in the comments to this video. Raborn is on New Black Knowledge, newblackknowledge.com. Go on that page, because listen, a lot of things that I be talking about, when you go on Raborn them page, they be going into the details of that science, man. I'll be doing knowledge. I was on there today. They was talking about some different rebellions on the German coast. I don't even know what the German coast is. Oh, that's New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? See, like, I know about New Orleans, the things that happen down there, but I didn't. That's what I'm saying. The way they be putting it, the way they show you how you can actually do the knowledge of these things, how you can own this knowledge, where you ain't gotta just say, "Yo, we heard Darkim say this on the page" or whatever. You can actually say, "Yo, I did the knowledge to it myself." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, New Black Knowledge, mbk.com. If you look at my what's your names? If you look in the pages that I joined, I only joined a couple pages. I joined that page. It's in my subscription things. You know what I'm saying?
They both doing the knowledge. This is when I first came on the scene. See, I'm not saying nothing to nobody. I'm just sitting there looking.
Yeah, I remember that time.
So for the first time you'll ever see me, I'm not doing that. I'm just sitting there like this. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, what the hell is this? Like,
you know what I'm saying? But at any rate, y'all know tomorrow we'll be back at 7 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, anybody who, if you got any other questions or any other things you want to be addressed, put that in the comment section. And
the guard never sat down, so he can't laugh at the guard that was sitting.
No, but I didn't walk in circles though. He was nah. It's a walk. No, I'm in class. I'm giving a lecture.
You was standing up. I was like, yo, the guard you was standing up there all the time. I was scared.
Yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a lot of people. Yo, you don't even know how many people. I'm gonna tell you what it is. That video. That video got people fucked up. Where it's like, yo, shit, I don't even realize we just built with that guy. You know what I'm saying? But look, until then, tomorrow, 7 o'clock, I'm gonna say peace.